So after the covenant with Abram and then the Ishmael Sarai thing, Abram is 99 years old and God comes and says, I am God Almighty, walk before me faithfully and be blameless. Then I will make my covenant between you and me and will greatly increase your numbers, which is an interesting thing. Abram falls down and God says to him a whole bunch of stuff. You'll be the father of nations. You won't be Abram. You will be Abraham. For I have made you a father of many nations. I will make you fruitful. I will make nations of you, and kings will come from you. And he's going to establish an everlasting covenant between me and you and your descendants after you for the generations to come to be your God and the God of your descendants. The whole land of Canaan, where you now reside as a foreigner, I will give you as an everlasting possession to you and your descendants. After you, I will be their God. And then God said to Abram, you must keep my covenant. And then changes Sarai's wife to Sarah, Sarah's name, his wife's name to Sarah, and he will have a son. Abram's like, and then this whole thing. And then God says, you have to be circumcised. Every male in the household has to be circumcised, including the servants, the sons, everyone. So later that day, Abraham circumcises everybody, which I just like the image of that. You're just like sitting at work, and then your boss comes, although in this case, your slave master comes and is like, I need to cut off your foreskin because God told me to do it. I don't know how I'd react to that other than no, I'm leaving because no, that's not appropriate. And a lot of people do circumcise these days because of this covenant there. A lot of Jewish people, I do believe Muslims, and I know that a lot of Christians and Catholics do circumcise as well because they believe that it's a sign of the covenant between Abraham and God and that they need to follow that rule, which, okay, I know that some governments are working to ban the practice because they believe that it is male genital mutilation. Um, but just going here, Abram's 99 years old. Sarah is, I think, 98. And it's like, I'll give you a son through Sarah, but I'm changing your name to Abraham and Sarah and blah, blah, blah. And it's just this whole thing like, what are you doing? And then, you know where all these people are, and you're a foreigner. I'm giving it to you and your descendants. Interestingly, that actually is the basis of manifest destiny in the United States. I know that doesn't seem to make sense, but it's true because in the United States, basically a lot of people were like, well, God gave them the land, so we should take that land. It's actually a Supreme Court case that basically says that godless people have no claim to land. It was a horrible Supreme Court case in the 1800s that I do not like. I can't remember the name of it. Once I find it, I'll probably make a video about it. But yeah, it was not cool. Um, some people say that this is the reason for the Israel-Palestine conflict in modern times. It's too complicated for me to discuss that, but there are some people who say that this particular chapter in the Bible, which is Genesis 17, is the reason for the current Israel-Palestine conflict. And I'm not going to say it's not possible, and I'm not going to say it's true either way. I am just going to just say that that is a fact that some people think this, and it's totally fine to think that. You can think anything. An opinion's an opinion, just that. Uh, an opinion is an onion without pie. Um, but just the idea of having to circumcise everyone in your house, your son, yourself, your your men servants, their kids, just all of them, and then basically it becomes that 8 days after birth you have to be circumcised if you're male, which is interesting. I don't know why they came up to 8 days. That's a week and a day. Maybe it was because God wanted a week, but then he was like, wait a minute, then there's a chance. So there's still a chance that it falls on the Sabbath. You're not supposed to do work on the Sabbath. So I don't know how they get around that. That's a whole other thing. It's just the graphic image of this in my head is just like, no, please don't do that ever. All right, everybody, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and you can follow me on Patreon for $1 a month. And Mariners recap videos will be published 12 to 14 hours before they'll be published on YouTube on there. You'll also have some access to things that I write well, some blog posts. I might use it as a website, and you can book me on Cameo. You can follow me on Instagram, and well as Blue Sky at Sammy5436. Thank you for watching.